is taking action for you.
One of the saddest chapters in Detroit's history will finally come to a close tomorrow. Kwame Kilpatrick will learn his punishment for turning the mayor's office into a criminal enterprise. Good evening, I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Stephen Clark, live outside the federal courthouse in downtown Detroit, where tomorrow the ex-mayor will face the judge for sentencing. Now, for years we have been watching this saga unfold. A meteoric rise to power, well documented, then a promising career rotted away by corruption. Our city put through scandal after scandal, but tomorrow it all finally ends in prison. We have Team 7 coverage tonight. We'll start with 7 Action News investigator Heather Catallo. And Heather tells us the judge will be making history when she hands down that sentence tomorrow.
Many women have played major roles in Kwame Kilpatrick's life, but now his future is in the hands of one woman, Judge Nancy Edmonds. Tomorrow she decides how many years the former mayor will spend behind bars. The boy who once dreamed of being Detroit's mayor is now a man disgraced.
And I want to tell you, Detroit, that you done set me up for a comeback.
Kwame Kilpatrick never had that comeback after the text message scandal that bounced him out of office and into the Wayne County Jail. In March, a federal jury convicted Kilpatrick and his friend Bobby Ferguson of racketeering, bribery, and other charges. The jury found his father, Bernard Kilpatrick, guilty of a tax crime. City Hall was for sale during the Kilpatrick years, and now Detroit's most infamous former mayor is about to learn his fate.
The corruption was breathtaking.
Federal prosecutors say Kwame Kilpatrick should face more jail time than any other convicted politician around the country. They want him to go to prison for at least 28 years. Kilpatrick's lawyer is arguing for no more than 15 years behind bars.
We may see, if not the longest, some of the longest sentences that have been given out anywhere in this country for public corruption.
Former federal prosecutor Peter Henning says the amount of money Ferguson made from Kilpatrick illegally steering city contracts to his pal has the potential to add years to their prison terms. The feds say a conservative estimate of the ill-gotten profits from those contracts totals more than $9.6 million, and they want that much paid back as restitution.
The amount of the gain or the harm to the city is really what is making this a severe sentence.
The federal sentencing guidelines will take into account both Ferguson and Kilpatrick's criminal records and provide a roadmap for the judge. But ultimately, it's all up to Judge Nancy Edmonds to decide how many years or decades they will spend behind bars. Kilpatrick's lawyer, Harold Gurewitz, is asking for mercy, reminding the judge that Kilpatrick is already infamous, destitute, and disgraced. But the fact that Kilpatrick betrayed the public trust as an elected official has the potential to add years to his sentence.
Neither defendant is coming into this proceeding in a very good position. Having a prior criminal history, being an elected official, convicted of corruption, puts you in a very deep hole.
In their written arguments to the judge, federal prosecutors say that as Detroit's 68th mayor, Kilpatrick's power was almost unchecked. And they say no other public official convicted of corruption disrupted his community as profoundly as Kilpatrick did. The assistant U.S. attorneys also say Ferguson continues to obstruct justice. They told the judge that even from behind bars, Ferguson directed his girlfriend to handle surreptitiously his financial affairs for him to keep the feds from seizing more of his assets. Henning says Kilpatrick and Ferguson will have the chance to address the judge before she issues the sentence, but it has the potential to backfire.
If you're going to proclaim you didn't do anything illegal, you can't get up and concede you did something illegal. So they're put in a difficult position of apologizing without really admitting what they did.
Judge Edmonds' sentence can be appealed, but it's tough to win. Henning says don't be surprised, though, if the legal teams try to get Ferguson and Kilpatrick out of prison while they appeal. But this alternate juror from the historic corruption case is hoping they will stay locked up for years to come.
I would probably give him 20 years, but he needs visitation with his kids. That's very important. And he needs to teach them what's right and what's wrong.
Kwame Kilpatrick's lawyer can request that he be sent to a federal prison in Texas so he can be close to his family. He could end up in a medium security facility, and he will get credit for both the time he has already served since March and for good behavior. I'm Heather Catallo, 7 Action News.
All right, thank you, Heather. Our Team 7 coverage continues now with 7 Action News reporter Simon Shaked, who's been talking with people who have an insider's view of Kilpatrick's downfall. And Simon, what are they telling you tonight about this impending sentence tomorrow?
Stephen, I got to tell you, all night long we've heard about this theme of wasted talent, and it seems that tomorrow during the sentencing that will be the culmination.
This unethical, illegal lynch mob mentality has to stop.
Charismatic, captivating, and corrupt.
He didn't just get up in here by just coming. Y'all sent him up in here. Don't let nobody talk about y'all's boy.
Former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick will soon learn his fate. A federal judge expected to sentence him after his conviction for public corruption.
Tone is set at the top, and if the tone is corruption, it's a cancer. I did not think he was ready to be mayor. I thought it was way too much power, way too young, with way too little experience.
Local attorney Norman Yatuma shares Sheila Cockrell's sentiment. Yatuma sued the city and Kilpatrick for allegedly interfering with an investigation into the death of dancer Tamara Green. The case dismissed 2 years ago, and now with the United States Supreme Court.
Kwame Kilpatrick, unfortunately, had so much talent and so much charisma and so much capability and really just squandered it, and all for personal greedy gain.
Is there a lesson to be taken away from this for politicians or for anyone that goes into public service?
Oh, gosh, there's a series of lessons. Let's see. Don't steal from the people that you represent. Don't cheat on your wife more often than you can recall the names of your mistresses. Don't use tax dollars to facilitate that adultery and that stealing.
This much is for sure. Kilpatrick will soon find out just how many years he'll spend away from family and friends, locked away in federal prison. A sad end to a once promising career.
And it's possible we could see many Detroiters down at the federal courthouse tomorrow. And Stephen, I will be there also to bring you the very latest. For now, back to you.
Yeah, Norman Yatuma rattled off a bunch of rules that you think every politician should pay close attention to. Simon, thank you for that live report. Kendall, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Now, the name of Kilpatrick's former mistress and chief of staff came up, the latest filing by the feds, kind of a surprise for us. For the first time, they publicly called Christine Beatty co-conspirator in the corruption case. She was Kilpatrick's chief of staff, and the feds suggest he directed her as part of his criminal organization. Until now, Beatty's attorneys say there was never any suggestion his client was a co-conspirator, and he points out that she was never charged in any of the corruption investigations. Now, we invite you to stay tuned to Channel 7 Action News all through the day tomorrow. We will, of course, be inside the courtroom on air. We'll be blogging from inside the courtroom also on WXYZ.com, and as soon as the sentences are handed down sometime late tomorrow morning or early tomorrow afternoon, we will send you a push alert on your Channel 7 mobile app. So there is inordinate attention being paid to this trial right here nationally. We've seen some national cable news trucks out here also. So, Glenda, on top of the bankruptcy that we've all had to endure, now we're going to have to put up just another day or two of infamy as they deal with Detroit's ex-mayor.
Yeah, tough situation, really a lose-lose for all involved, Stephen. Thank you so much.